another Lawn Fawn video. Today we are introducing our brand new die mini pop-up box, so let's go ahead and check it out. This die helps you create an awesome pop-up interactive element on the inside of your cards, and that little box is too cute. Today we're going to be working on 3 different cards. One where you can kind of have the images at a diagonal, one where you can have the images straight on just like this, and then another one where we're going to show you how to use the tiny gift box add-ons with this pop-up to create some pretty cool pop-up elements on the inside of your card. These are the dies included in the set. We have the main pop-up box there, and then we have the 2 different styles of inserts that we're going to go over later. We also have an awesome banner and some little things to hold up the banner inside of your box, some little elements that fit perfectly on the outside of the box, and then some great things for putting on the inside like these fun little curly cues and hearts and stars. I've gone ahead and die cut this box, and I'm going to fold along the score lines that the die has created for me. So you'll see that we've got a bunch of score lines there that are vertical, including this last one that creates a little tab, and then we have those little triangles at the bottom. We're going to fold those up and in. And then you'll see that those little tabs up top, little folds, we're going to fold those in the opposite direction. So we're going to fold those towards ourselves, just like this. And so that's going to be the outside part of the box. I'm going to add a little tape to that small tiny tab there on the right side. I'm going to peel off that liner paper, and then I'm just going to fold this box shut, picking up that adhesive and creating the box. And here you can see how that box forms and how it's going to kind of be put right onto the inside of the card. Now I need to put some more adhesive on the outside of those triangle pieces that we folded up earlier. So I'm just going to cover them both in adhesive, and then I'm going to take a card base. I'm going to open that card base up, and I'm going to be lining the center of the box with the center of my card, right along the score line of the card. So you'll see there I'm going to kind of form the box and just tape that right down. And this is super easy to do because you're just going to line up right along that score line. And look at that, super simple. So then the first time you close it, you're going to want to close it and then press down really well just to kind of help fold everything and also make sure everything is adhered really well into place. And then now you can see when we open it how cool this is. I love that tiny cute little box. Now these are the inserts that can go inside the box or not. And you'll see there that the die has some little score lines that it's going to create for us. The one on the left there has 2 score lines creating a tab on both the left and the right. And then the other one has an extra score line down the center, and that's what's going to help us put the characters in a different position into our boxes. So once we have those little tabs folded, we're going to put some adhesive on those tabs so that we can insert them in the box. And if you've ever made a scallop box card pop-up card, these inserts go in a really familiar way. So you'll see here there is this straight insert, so we're just going to put that in just like that. And that's going to give your box one look when you put your little sayings or characters or decorations inside. Now the other one goes at this diagonal, so you're going to line up those tabs with the corners of the box just like that. So you'll attach one, and then we're going to attach the other right into that corner of the box. And that's going to give you a different style of insert so that you can get a different look depending on what you're going for with your card. Now these are the extra elements included in the set, and you can see there we've got these cute little hearts and stars that you can put inside the box, and these fun little curly cues. I think those are really cute for birthday cards. And then we've got these little elements that fit perfectly on the outside of the box so that you can decorate that as well. And then there on the right, you'll see we have a little banner and kind of 2 little sticks that can hold that banner up. And that's so that you can have another pop-up surprise coming out of your box where you can put a sentiment. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the top and the bottom of those little sticks that are going to hold the banner up. We can attach the banner to the sticks and then put the little sticks into that insert that we added to our box. And look how cool this is. It's a huge pop-up surprise, but it can still fold flat. And we're going to be working on a card with that banner towards the end of the video. But for now, we're going to be recreating a really awesome card by Lizzie using one of my favorite sets, and that's Rooting for You. So I went ahead and stamped a die cut a bunch of images. And then here I have a standard size card base at 5.5 by 4.25. I'm taking some of the new wood grain cardstock and I'm die cutting that with the mini pop-up box die. And I'm going to go ahead and fold along all of those score lines that the die has created for me, just like we did earlier in the video. I'm also going to use my bone folder to make sure that those top edges are creased really well. Since this is really nice, thick, and sturdy cardstock, I want the edges of the box to have a nice fold. I'm going to add some tape to that little tab there, and then we're going to peel that off and attach our box together so that we can start putting it on the inside of the card. So to decorate my card on the inside, I'm going to be using some of the knit piggy paper, and I love this knit texture. I think it's really, really cute for grass. So that's kind of the look we're going to get today. And I'm going to be die cutting that with the largest of the small stitched rectangles. So I'm going to die cut 2 of those rectangles, and then we're going to layer that onto the inside of our card for it to be a little grass for our box to stand on. Next, we're going to die cut a stitched circle there out of some white cardstock, and we're also going to die cut that banner that's included in the mini pop-up box die out of some mermaid cardstock. And I'm going to use an old favorite, which is Smitty's ABCs, to stamp out a custom sentiment, which is going to be a bunch because we're going to have thanks on the front of the card later. So I'm just going to stamp that in some black ink, and then we're going to go ahead and layer all of these things onto the circle. So I've got a little carrot and a radish from Rooting for You, and then the sentiment. And I love that this banner, even though it's really cool inside the box with that pop-up element, it's just a really nice banner to add a little sentiment to your card inside or card front too. So I love just how cute that looks. Once I have all of these guys layered, then we can go ahead and layer that circle onto the inside of our card, and we can start to work with our mini pop-up box again. So I'm going to take those triangles and put adhesive all over the outside of those triangles. Once we have those covered really well, we can go ahead and form our box and line it up with that center score line of our card, just like that. We're just going to press that right down into the center of the card, and our pop-up element has been formed. Then we'll close our card and press down to make sure that that adhesive has really grabbed on well to the inside of that card and that everything is folding nicely. For this card, we're going to be working with the shorter insert, so I'm going to fold along those score lines that the die created for me, and then we can go ahead and add some adhesive to each of those tabs so that we can put it inside our box. The cool thing with this box is that you can put as many of these inserts in as you would like, so you can do 1, 2, or 3 and have even more elements to your card. But in this case, I wanted to keep it a little bit simple, so I'm just going to put one of those inserts in, and then I can take more of my cute little stamped veggies and layer those inside of the box. I just love how cute this is looking already. We're going to add a little beet, radish, and carrot inside of that box. And I'm just going to attach the radish there kind of over top of the carrot and the beet so it looks like they're all kind of huddled together for a cute little picture. Now I wanted to do something kind of fun for the front because I've been getting really into making splatters. I just think it's so much fun. So I'm taking a little bit of watercolor and I'm just putting a bunch of water in it, putting it on my craft mat here, and then I'm just going ahead and tapping my paintbrush and creating splatters. And I'm going to do that with 3 colors. I've got a brown, a blue, and also a really light green. You can see I've added a ton of water and then I'm picking it up and then just tapping my paintbrush to create splatters in this really cool custom cardstock that's going to kind of coordinate and match with all of the elements in my card. So I've gone ahead and used that same stitch circle and I've die cut some mermaid cardstock and also some wood grain cardstock that I just cut down because that's going to be my ground. And then I stamped some of the water coming out of the watering can there in some mermaid ink. And then now I'm going to layer all of these cute little stakes here that say the beets, radishes, and carrots that are kind of going to give an idea of what's on the inside of the card. Once I have those guys layered, then I can take my watering can and layer that on top of my circle as well. For the sentiment, we're using Violet's ABCs, and I went ahead and put them on my card, kind of tracking around the roundness of the circle, and then I inked that up with some black ink, and we're going to stamp that right there and layer our circle below. And I just love that those little stakes with the beets, radishes, and carrots are giving us a little hint as to what's going to be on the inside. So now we can layer that onto our card front, and our card is done. And how fun and cute is this? What a surprise that someone's going to get when they open this card and see that adorable little pop-up box filled with veggies. It just makes me smile so much. So next up, we're going to be working on a card that uses that longer insert that has a little diagonal piece to it. So we're going to die cut the mini pop-up box from some white cardstock, and we'll go ahead and fold that just like we've been doing before on all of the score lines, also on those little triangles, and we're going to fold back those little box edges as well. We can add some tape to that little tab, peel off that liner paper, and then attach the 2 ends of this die cut, creating this awesome little mini pop-up box. We're creating a standard size card base at 5.5 by 4.25, and we're going to be decorating the inside with some of the Nitpicky fall papers, but this time we're going to be using them for a Christmas card. We're also recreating a card by Kay today, so thank you so much to Kay for letting us recreate your card for the video. So we're going to take this paper and die cut it with that little stitch rectangle that's included in the set so that we can decorate the outside of our box. It's much easier to add these onto the box before it's inside of the card. So I'm just going to layer all of those on there, and I just love that extra added little decoration that it adds to the box. I'm die cutting some really rainbow Christmas paper using the largest of the small stitch rectangles. So I'll die cut 2 of those rectangles, and then we can go ahead and add some adhesive to these and layer it onto the inside of the card just to add a little color and fun decoration. After we've done that, we can go ahead and take the box that we decorated earlier. We're going to add some adhesive to those little triangles on the box, and then we can layer the box right on into the center of the card, lining it up with that center score line. I'm going to close the card shut and press down really well, making sure that everything is really adhered and folding nice and flat, and you can see just how cute that's turning out. So now we're working with the different style of insert. So we're going to fold along that tab, then we're going to fold along that center score line, and then we'll fold along the tab on the right. Then we'll add some adhesive to those 2 tabs on both the right and the left. And then we can insert it into the box. This time what it's going to do is change the orientation of the box so you can have a different look. So we're going to line that right up there. You'll see with that kind of diagonal point of the box, we're going to line up the edge of the tab. And once we have that adhered, we can go along to the right side. So we're going to adhere that right into the same spot on the opposite side of the box, press down, and now we have a different style of insert. To help with our Christmas theme, I've die cut a bunch of snowflakes, and I'm just going to adhere those onto the card base so it looks like we have all of these beautiful snowflakes surrounding our little box that's filled with elves from our Holiday Helpers stamp set, and these little elves are so cute. So I've colored them here to match my papers with the pink and the blue, and then we're going to attach these little guys right onto that insert. So you'll see there, you're just going to add some adhesive to the bottom of each, and we're just going to attach them in that insert, and how adorable is that? Now to add some extra pizzazz, I went ahead and die cut some of those little curly cues from some of the new Pixie Dust Sparkle cardstock. So they're really sparkly, really fun, and I'm just going to layer those behind the elves right onto that insert. I'm also going to give the elves something to hold, so a little candy cane and a snowflake. And just for good measure, we're going to add some more little sparkly curly cues because I think these are just so cute popping out of the box. Now it's time to decorate the front of the card. So I've die cut another one of those rectangles out of that really rainbow paper. And then here I've taken out my Pixie Dust Sparkle cardstock and I've die cut that with my Scripty Mary die. We're going to stamp out the word Christmas in some nice clear sticky embossing ink and then add some white heat embossing powder to that. And this sentiment comes from the new Simply Winter sentiments. I'll heat that up with my heat tool and then we're just going to trim that down, and we've stamped this onto that same nitpicky paper that we used on the inside of the card to kind of tie the front and the inside together. To create a little dimension with my die cut here, I've die cut a Mary from some white cardstock, and I'm going to layer that glittery one right on top of that. And I'll do that a couple of more times to give it some dimension and really make it stand out on the card. So I'll just use my glue tube, add a little glue, and then lay my little die cut on top. And I'll do that one more time. So I'm going to have 4 layers of white and 1 layer of the sparkle cardstock. And I just love this look of layered die cuts together. Now we can attach all of our pieces, so I'm going to layer that Christmas there, and then the Mary slightly overlapping it, and then I've added some tiny little die cut snowflakes there just to finish up the front. And I like the idea of keeping the front nice and clean and simple so that the inside is a really big wow. So now that we've got everything all decorated, we can add some adhesive to the back of this design and add that to the front of the card. And then this card is all done, and oh my goodness, how adorable is this? You got the Merry Christmas and then the big surprise of those cute little elves on the inside. I just love these pop-up cards so much. They're just so cute and so much fun and such a wonderful surprise. So one of my other favorite things about this mini pop-up box die is that it's sized perfectly to work with our tiny gift box add-ons. So we have a bat, a bunny, and a deer, and those are all going to work with it. Also, any other add-ons we might come out with in the future would work with this mini pop-up box die too. So to make these add-ons work with the mini pop-up box, all you need to do is trim off those flaps that hang over on the side of the box. So I just put it right in my paper trimmer, trimmed off those flaps, and now I'm going to fold the box just like we've done before along those score lines that the die created for us. Then we can add a little tape to that tab and attach the box together just like we've done before. The only difference now is that we don't have those little flaps hanging over on the edge of it. For my card base, I'm going to be using some pattern paper, and that's because I want the pattern paper to be continuous on the inside of my card. We're going to be creating a card that's a 4-bar card size, which is 4 7/8 by 3.5, and that awesome orange argyle is going to be on the inside of our card. So we're going to add some adhesive to those triangles just like we've done before, and we're going to attach our box to the inside of the card in exactly the same way, lining it up with that center score line of the card with those little folds there of the box. Now we're going to use the tiny gift box bat add-on. We've got our cute little bat there I've die cut from some narwhal cardstock, and here I have some black and white cardstock to fill in for the eyes and the mouth. So we're just going to layer the black piece right towards the top of the head, and then we can fit that white piece right in, and you'll see that's going to color in his little eyes and his teeth. I've die cut some wings from some black sparkle cardstock, just added some adhesive, and then we can layer that bat face right on top of the wings, and he's going to have a fun little sparkly detail. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of the whole bat, and then we can attach that right onto the box. I wanted him to be a little more formal, so I've gone ahead and die cut a little tuxedo there out of some black cardstock, and we're going to layer that onto the bat as well, and you can see just how cute he's looking in there. Now I'm going to take the insert, the shorter insert, fold along those 2 tabs, and then add some adhesive to each of those tabs and insert it into the box. We're going to be working with the banner now, so I'm going to take the little banner holder stick pieces, and I've die cut those from the same cardstock as the bat, the narwhal cardstock, and we'll just add some adhesive to the top and the bottom of them. Then I can go ahead and stick them right onto the insert piece that's in the box. Once I have those on there, I'll die cut my banner from some sugar plum cardstock, and then I'm going to stamp a Happy Halloween sentiment from the Pick of the Patch stamp set right onto that banner. Then we can take that banner and attach it to the top of those little sticks there, and that's going to give us this awesome pop-up sentiment for our card, so you can see just how cute that looks. We're going to trim down some black cardstock and also die cut some letters with Finley's ABCs from some sparkle cardstock in that beautiful purple color, and die cut a piece of narwhal cardstock using a 4-bar stitched rectangle. I've also die cut some black sparkle cardstock using the cute cobweb die. And then now I just need to layer all of my die cut pieces together. So I've layered my stitched rectangle on top. Those awesome sparkly cobwebs are going to go in the top corner and bottom corner. And then I can layer these great little boo letters. I just love the glittery effect. It's just adorable. They're just so much fun. I'm using the spider from Cute Cobweb, and I'm just going to layer that right under the bee, just trimming off any of the excess so he's not too long there. And you can see just how cute that is coming off that boo letter. And then we can layer that whole thing onto the card front. And I love that you get this awesome sparkle front and then the big surprise of the orange and the bat on the inside. So it's just so cute and so much fun. I just love making these. I love how quick they are because it's a lot of die cutting. It goes by really quick, and it's really fun to make these for people and make them smile. So I wanted to show you what the deer and the bunny look like as these. So here's a really cute example with that deer on some awesome pixie dust sparkle cardstock. How cute is that little deer? Oh my goodness. And then check out the bunny hanging out in the grass. It's so sweet. He's got his little cottontail on the back and his little bunny legs there on the side. And I just love him so much. I can't wait to make more cards like these. I just love this mini pop-up box die so much. It's so easy to add to the insides of your cards to create this really cool interactive element. It's a great way to show off stamped images or die cuts or a cool way to show a sentiment, and it's really, really awesome for using with the tiny gift box add-ons too. And next up, we have some amazing cards by the design team using this mini pop-up box die. And this card by Nicole is absolutely gorgeous. You have those awesome bears on the outside, and then on the inside, how cute is that little Santa bear? Oh my goodness. I love Audrey's card with the penguins and how she decorated the whole inside. It's just beautiful. This card by Shari is absolutely incredible. When you open it up on the inside, she has this incredible scene with fall leaves all around. This card by Elena is so sweet. How adorable are those bears? And then when you open it up on the inside, I love how he's just hanging out inside the box. This card by Elise is so sweet. How cute are the sunflowers and that little scarecrow inside of the box? Here's a fun card showcasing our elves hanging out in a cool little red box. And then this card by Kay is the one that inspired us to make our card today. I absolutely adore this card by Lynette. She's got this cute little penguin on the front, and then when you open up the inside of the card, she has this great scene. I love that little speech bubble in there. This one by Megan is absolutely adorable. I love her little sentiment on the banner and all of those gifts around the box. This card by Yanea is too cute. The cats in the box are just perfect. It's absolutely adorable. And then this card by Lizzie is the one that inspired us to make our card today. Those little veggies in the box are too sweet. And I am just loving how Melissa did her Happy Halloween on the front, and then she has an awesome glittery bat on the inside. So I cannot wait to see what you guys create with the mini pop-up box dies, so make sure to share it with us. Thank you so much for watching today, and have an absolutely amazing day. Bye!